and start recording here. We left off and we were in Hall of the Hellbinder, which is a whiz lab. Should be pretty easy for this character to handle. Before I kind of start moving around here, I just wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping. Hey Rogue Shenanigans, what's up? Manthus, good that you finally caught me online. Thank you for joining the stream, everybody. Yeah, so I got enough subs as of yesterday, thanks to Salty McScrub, who was really awesome and bought a bunch of subs for people. They actually, the result was that it expanded my emoji count. So I've added a second tier 1 emote. It's not, I don't think it's been accepted yet, but it's pending, so it could be, you know, in a day or two we could have that. It's going to be the Caveman Grug guy. I also changed out one of the emotes, so it might be a couple days until we get the tier 2 emote back, but I read their terms of service and I guess that political figures are not allowed, and it was a picture of Trump looking upset, so it was like titled wrong, you know, how he said that in the debates. But I don't want to mess around with Twitch terms of service, so I changed that out for something else. So look for new emotes in the next couple days. I also added a badge image. You can see it on, hey Wesley, what's up? You can see it on my name when I chat. You can see it on Wesley's as well. It's kind of the, it's like the little logo that I use. Blokes was the original artist for that, and he's letting me use that for kind of most of my social media and stuff. It sort of looks like a cacodemon, but for copyright purposes is definitely not a cacodemon from Doom. Okay, Wesley. Yeah, feel free. I'm happy to answer questions or talk about whatever. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with regards to stream news. Alright, so let's do this whiz lab. It's going to have some extended quality enemies, probably some high-level demons. Even the lower-level demons can be kind of a pain, but not really for this dude, because we've got we've got Iron Shot and LRD in stat form, and basically we're just like a full-on boss, so we can more or less auto-explore this thing. Iron Shotting stuff to death. Man, he immediately gave us Frail. You know, if I had been... I just made a big mistake, actually. Not a huge mistake, but a mistake. I didn't have to take that mutation from that cacodemon. I could have just popped a Spire like that, and put it in the way. And then LRD the dude to death, so that was dumb. But we have 7 potions of mutation, so we can... Let's just go ahead and use one. You feel robust, and then you feel frail. Okay, we'll try again. Helmet of Sea Invisible falls away. How about no? Dude. Okay, there we go. That was a lot of potions of mutation. Let's not mess that up again. Wesley has a question with regard to crawl balance. One thing that irks me is that something that we'll try to avoid if we end up forking this is anything that shows up for sure in every run. Is there anything that shows up for sure in every run that has an obvious and necessary solution ubiquitous to every character? I mean, that depends on what your playstyle is. Like, for me, you would definitely... I mean, it's not, like, necessary. I don't think there's anything like that that's necessary to win. Okay, check it out. We're going to do this the right way this time, see? Wrong whiz lab for mutation roulette, yeah. For sure. Why don't we use a lamp of fire? Anyway, like you could make the argument. You could make the argument that something like Sack of Spiders is necessary to win, but it's not. It just makes things a lot more convenient. We're talking about, I assume we're talking about items, not like locations in the game. But I mean, I don't know, it also depends on what kind of character you're playing, you know? If you're playing like a Deep Dwarf fighter, there are certain things that's going to basically happen every single game, you know, or almost every game. Shit. This guy can do quite a lot of damage to us with Legendary Destruction. I'm not actually sure how much damage he can do. Oh, he can do a lot, even with just Ice Blast. Shit. Okay, that's bad. We need to kill him. I should have probably, like, hasted here. We gotta finish him off. I think Ice Blast will... We only have 5 evocations, maybe not. Wow, this is actually really deadly. I forgot that, Does Silence do a thing here? Yeah, Silence is probably the right move. I just forgot that Demon Spawn... You know, you usually run into these dudes in Pandemonium when they're more or less pushovers because your resistances are so good that it doesn't matter. But, yeah, Silence is... Well, he could do 20 damage and then up to 30 extra fire damage if damage is dealt. But yeah, let's open with a... Well... If I silence and he swings, then we could still die from taking a lot of melee because we lack RF. And then we won't have Potion Petition, you see. I think it might be better to just feel if floods him. And that's reasonably certain to... Well, it's not certain, but it will probably put a dude in between me and him, so let's do that. Hey, Carl Marx, thanks for the follow. Okay, that didn't work. Damn, dude. Karl Marx is following you. Yeah, right. My instinct is to actually use Potion Petition. This is actually quite bad. Catchy Red. Yeah, the audio didn't play for some reason, but normally I would replay it so people get to hear it, but I'm in kind of a bad situation here. I think we're supposed to Potion Petition. I can definitely heal from that if he offers me heal wounds. That actually does work for a Vinestalker, believe it or not. A Potion Petition. Oh, hell yeah. Heal wounds, magic, and curing. Magic basically acts as an extra heal wounds for this character. That's perfect. Okay, I feel so much better. He never offers me anything that I want. Yeah, Wesley, it does feel that way sometimes, doesn't it? Okay, do we just LRD behind him maybe to kill him? I think we're going to Potion Petition again, just for maximum safety. Oh, dude, we get another heal wounds, curing, and magic. That's sick. Okay, now I'm going to pop on a resistance potion. Okay, so much better. All right, we're safe now. Was slightly wasteful, I guess. But not too bad. The problem is this vault this portal vault is just so tiny that we kind of had to fight half the thing at the same time because we made so much noise. Gozag doing his best to break every species downside. Yeah, mummies as well. But yeah, Wesley, that's like, I don't know, that thing you brought up, it's kind of a complicated scenario, I guess. It's a complicated question because it's, I mean, I don't know, I don't think there's anything like that really that is the same every single game. And I think that a certain amount of things being the same every single game is not the end of the world. You know, some level of familiarity is okay, as long as it's not super tedious. Scroll of summoning. All right, I need to drop some stuff. Okay, Dragon Form is available, and we can actually cast it pretty soon, so why don't we just drop our potions of flight, since we'll just turn into a dragon if we want to fly. That's one good thing about this place, is that we do get a big stack of summoning scrolls, I believe. What else can we drop, though? Berserk Rage. Yeah. We have, what's funny is we have RF when we're not in statue form, but then we don't have RF if we're in stat form. We don't have RF. If we are not in stat form, we do have RF because of these boots. So it's kind of a problem against things like Balrogs, where I guess I'd rather just have the 50% damage damage reduction. Okay, pop this dude here so we can't get mutated. We're going to shout, try to lure this stuff to us. Then just LRD stuff to death. Alright, here's our boy. One of the, I don't know, I actually like this tile, even if it kind of looks like a gnome. The Hellbinder tile. You don't get to see that very often. See you, Wesley. Should be able to just not LRD, but Iron Shot him to death, and we do. Gotta be careful though, because you can Hellfire you. This amulet, the Spirit Shield, is worthless for us because we're a, what do you call it, we're a Vine Stalker. But plus in, RC plus and +4 might be kind of neat. What am I wearing now, an Amulet of Reflection? Yeah, I think we're going to take this and believe it or not, we're going to wear it mostly just for the intelligence. You know, we have D-missiles, so having extra SH is not hugely important, although it is nice. This Imagine Bow thing is cute. It gives you, it gives you Arc Magi, but then you take, here's the hidden aspect of it, and you really only learn it if you look at the description. It doesn't even say it anywhere in the normal part where you normally find, you know, the description of the mechanics. It says it in the fluff. And if you kind of, it's like a story, I guess. To survive, she now offers tremendous arcane power at a small price, a tiny portion of the caster's life essence. So basically what that means is you cast a spell and you take 1 damage, which doesn't seem like much, but I assure you it adds up a lot. I don't think it's really a weapon that's ever worth using, and it's especially not worth using because this is a two-handed weapon, and I'd rather have a shield. So I would call that a meme item that you probably don't want to use. Cloak of Magic Resistance. We've already got one. let's pop this ring on. Oh, wizardry, but MP -9. That's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. I'll take it with me, I guess, but... Alright, we didn't get a whole lot. I guess we have 2 scrolls of summoning from this, so it's, it was worth the trip, even if it seems like it might not have been. Okay, so let's take a look at what we were doing. It looks like I'm in the crypt. As I recall, we have 2 runes. We've done vaults 1 through 4. We need to do slime, we need to do crypt just for the experience and loot. And then we just need to win. So we'll finish out the crypt. LRD should pretty much resolve all the problems in here. Just single-handedly, it's such a good spell, LRD one-shots Curse Skulls, one of the best things about it in here. Let's just go stat form and punch these things to death. Can actually LRD myself, no problem. Well, not LRD myself, but LRD things next to me. Hey Tids, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. By the way, Carl, I forget if I said this, but thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. What up, punks? Hey, Deslier. Just having a really chill end game here on this Vine Stalker, Oh man, they're coming to get me. Is Gozag 1 prescribed for this tourney? Well, it's not really a tournament. I'm just trying to copy the Elliptic Streak. But I mean, Gozag's really powerful. I guess that's why I took him 2 times in a row. You'll probably see a good amount of Gozag during these runs, just because he's so good. Yeah, we're doing crypt for experience, Dazzlier. We're just one of the big problems with this character is that he's lacking RF plus when he's in stat form, and we can always, we'll go ahead and memorize dragon form, I guess. So if I want to, I can pop on dragon form for RF, but it's not ideal. We basically played the same character twice in a row, so same god makes sense. That's more or less true. Again, not real sure why Elliptic decided to play 2 Earth Elementalists in a row, but I gotta follow it. Dude, CSDC this week, I don't know if fun's the word I would use for that. Formicid Enchanter with those god choices seems terrible to me. Which, if I decide to... I mean, I've pretty much lost CSDC at this point, but if I decide to finish it out, it'll at least make for an interesting stream. It's just, I'm missing so many points now that it's impossible for me to come in first place you know, or at least extremely unlikely. And I'm just not sure how much fun I'd have with the challenge. You know, doesn't he completely skipped the Felid Berserker for that exact reason. Yeah, rogue shenanigans, I both agree and disagree. I mean, I pretty much agree, but the real question is, do I want to force myself to play a combo that I will probably despise? It could be fun just to show off something difficult. I mean, I think it'll be fun. I just need to kind of get in the right mindset for it, you know? Going Che for some big spells with a large shield and two-hander sounds ridiculous. Yeah, that's not really the part that bothers me. Like, I would be happy if it was just that. Just kind of see what I can pull off, but here's what bugs me about it, is that the thing is trying to reward you for getting a rune at XL12 or lower, which is very, very, very difficult on a species that has good experience gain. And then, like, the level 18 by the second rune is not so bad, since that's really not a problem at all, I guess. But I don't know. It turns it into kind of like vaguely like a turn count run, you know? Oh, it's get layer 6 before XL12? I thought it was get first rune. That's less bad. I don't know. Maybe my fears are overblown. Maybe I will have fun with it. I should probably have checked what this dude can do before I busted in here. Look at the spell list, man. Zalupo the Ninja, Legendary Spriggan Enchanter of Dithmanos. Wow, what a king pimp. Doesn't really have anything I'm too afraid of except for Fireball, I guess. Can he do ice as well? Yeah, he can. Dude. Look at that, 4 exclamation points on that Fireball. What's his melee like? 7 damage. This is a silence situation is what this is. Actually, I'm gonna take a step up. Okay, he immediately pops up here. We're gonna silence. We're gonna punch him. I'm confused. Why did he walk away? Is he going towards the spire? He can't blink. Yeah, I know he's fast, but he's not gonna. Actually, no, he's not fast. He's like distracted. Oh man, fuck this. We're gonna haste. We're gonna might. Dude, his defenses are really... Am I just gonna slow-mo die here? This is not good. I feel like the safe thing for me to do is to walk away. But he followed me. And oh, we're going up. Goodbye. Dude, that was actually dangerous. I've never seen them walk away from me towards a... No, we don't have to ignore Crypt. We can kill this thing. We just have to be a little more careful about it. Is Viper available? Yeah, but I can't cast it. Because like, he doesn't have any spells that bother me that much as long as I have resistances, you know? Of course, he can just airstrike me 4 billion times, I guess. Dude, he's got Mana Vipers. Oh my god. Hey, DK Growth. Statue form in all game 1, no. Not if I don't have resistances and I get wrecked by this dude. I guess I could rapid decon, that is stone. Oh. Well, that was the trick. He didn't have AC, so rapid decon wrecks him quickly. Lots of SnIC, I like this. That was just to create, like, put stuff in the way. Whoa, what a ring. What a sick ring. That is a strict upgrade is what that is. Now we have RC+++ and our core at all times. That means that slime is like super easy for us to do. Yeah, DK Growth, he had like a really high spell power fireball available, so snakes did a little something to block that from hitting us, you know. You know, I bet a Vinestalker of Mockleb is particularly fun, because you're regaining hit points when you kill things, you're regaining mana when you punch things, and you don't care about mana for the purposes of your god abilities if you're even using them. So having a lack of hit points might not be so bad. RF++ Arlet Cloak on D5. Hey, Rogue Shenanigans, do you wanna pass that to my character for me? That'd be pretty cool. Because cloaks stay on when you're in stat form, you know? So that would be kind of exactly what I'm looking for. Resistance to bullshit +++. Yeah. Yes, killer clowns are indeed bullshit. Okay, we'll just punch this stuff to death. I guess I can LRD for massive damage on all this stuff. Oh, dude, let's kill the Ancient Champion. He's the only thing here that can really damage me. Love the LRD, man. And I get endless mana by punching things, so this is really very convenient, isn't it? Also, I seem to remember we were going to get Vile Clutch, but then I used my spell levels on Dragon Form instead. We'll rectify that here in a bit. By the time we hit Zot, anyway. I mean, we'll have, let's see, 25, 26, 27, 3 more spell levels just from leveling. And then we'll probably train some more spell casting, which seems like maybe a bit of a waste, but I assure you it is okay. Specifically punishing in Zot for obvious reasons, yep. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of adding RNG just for the sake of adding RNG. Oh, that is an ancient lich. That's one of the reasons we would like to have. We would really, really like to have VSEE in this situation. Because if this dude LCSs me twice while hasted, then obviously we've got a serious issue. I had hoped Clouds would give me acid, it did not. We could like wrap a decon here, but the Bone Dragon's gonna die, and we're gonna have a serious issue, right? So I think we pog away. Okay. He's right next to us. The only safe thing to do is to blink, but we have 4 blink scrolls, so it's not a big deal. What we're going to do, first of all, is, like, I want to know what book he has, right? But he has not revealed any spell other than haste. So the game doesn't know which book he has, and neither do I. My only criticism for Rose would be that he plays too perfectly. Oh, Tids, that's quite a criticism, man. Hey, Artagus, welcome to the stream, man. I try to ask myself what they would do, but I don't know if Elliptic is even around anymore. I guess I could use my holy word, but I really don't want to. I'm gonna do this. You know what would be sick is if we had Yaras. That would really solve this problem, wouldn't it? Or Shatter Online for that matter, although we need more mana. Okay, we make a Lightning Spire mostly just to create a problem for him. We're going to make a ton of snakes. Okay, now we know for a fact he is the Crystal Spear guy, so that's very bad for me, right? We have 4 potions of magic. Let's just chug one down. Like, in theory, he could LCS me twice, right? With the haste, and then we'd just die, I suppose, if it did full damage. But let's, you know, you can examine exactly what the sequence of events would have to be for that to happen. He would have to shoot. First, he would have to choose to do LCS twice, which is not likely. Second, it would have to jump across my moccasin and miss the moccasin twice, which is probably reasonably likely, but still a chance for it to fail. It would have to get past my shield. It would have to do full damage despite my 39 AC. It would have to not get dodged by my 22 EV. It's just not super likely, so I'm willing to take the risk, especially since it's to drink magic, which will give me basically more hit points anyway. So let's do that. He decides to acid me, but the acid misses me. Wow, that's sick, dude. He actually used acid twice in a row. Now we have our core. One missed us and the other we deflected. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Let me turn my phone off here. I got Navi in my ear. Oh, it's a text from my sister. Remember that level of Super Mario 3 and the sun tried to kill you? That's South Carolina. Great. Great text. Actually, that's kind of funny. Alright, so how do we want to kill this Ancient Lich? Do we want to roll the dice? Also, Tids, DK Growth, thank you. Do we want to roll the dice on trying to kill him? We still have, you know, D-Missile, Evasion, Shields, AC, tons of hit points. Sister joke shamed live to singles of people. Yeah, I like my sister. She's alright. I'm just not sure maybe what the point of that text was, but that's okay. I do like the little sun guy from Mario 3 though. Good design. Oh man, my instinct is to just iron shot this guy. But I know that I should put something in between me and him. In fact, dude, let's put the SpIE. Let's just move the SpIE. The SpIE has crappy EV, right? So it's relatively guaranteed to block an iron shot or an LCS in this case. Certainly it won't block a corrosive bolt, but we're gonna walk away. He might get 3 attacks from this, but that's just because I'm statue formed. We're just gonna walk away from these dudes. Now he can't iron shot us, or I keep calling it iron shot. I mean to say LCS. He can't LCS us because we're gonna walk away. And now there's too much space between me and him. And we're just going to let the snakes eat him. Actually, you know what? We will LRD the Bone Dragon, which killed the Lich. Problem solved. If he iron shots his own moccasin, I'm calling WWF the Wrestling Federation? Did you mean PETA, maybe? Why would... what does WWF want with my moccasins? I feel like I'm missing a joke here. World Wildlife Fund. Ah. Hadn't heard of that one. Okay, I'm a very old man, Rogue Shenanigans. I'm still living in a time when the WWF exists. What is it now? The WWE? Oh, the Lich is in front now. Oh, could he have LCS? He doesn't. Liches are significantly less scary than ancient Liches, but still pretty scary. The rare endangered panda, and he's got a steel chair. That kind of reminds me, did you guys know that there was something, they refused to, for a while, supposedly they refused to put the Pandarans in the World of Warcraft game, supposedly because they thought China would not be happy about it, but then they eventually did it anyway. I don't know if that's just an urban legend or not. The fact that they ended up in the game tells me it's probably nonsense. Derail the chat in pointless ways. I like derailing. I mean, how much can I really say about my statue form Vinestalker tabbing his way through the crypt? Probably Rogue Shenanigans, probably because the pandas will end up dying in the game. I don't know. What do I know about ancient Chinese secrets? They have their own client that removes exposed bones. That's what I thought. It's some kind of cultural thing over there. I remember something about that. It's weird. Really interesting, actually. Don't kill pandas, please. Well, there are no pandas in dungeon crawls, so no need to worry. Rogue Shenanigans, that's entirely accurate. Although, I don't know, there's usually like one token girl in every guild, right? And it's usually the, it's like the GM's girlfriend or something. That's the trope, right? I've heard of, I don't know, I never, I played World of Warcraft briefly in college. It was very addicting, so I stopped. But I have heard stories from high-level play, you know, like real raiding guilds. I seem to recall a fair few girls playing that game. So are you suggesting that the women who play World of Warcraft are unlikely to procreate either? I guess I could see that. WoW basically took over my life in high school, college. Lustful Pastry says, yeah. I don't think that MMOs are super healthy in terms of like just the amount of time people spend on them. If you have fun with it, by all means, but it really does hijack your brain a little bit. You know, you really, as a human being, you have this kind of reward system in your brain, and video games in general hijack that, but I think that MMOs hijack it so much more strongly in a way that's I would almost argue, and people might laugh at me for saying this, but I would actually argue that it's as addicting as something like heroin, just because just because it's like it's a game that never ends, and people are able to substitute their real lives, the game, for their real lives, which is obviously not a very healthy thing to do. And I'm not saying that everybody who plays a game like World of Warcraft does that, but I mean, there does come a point when you maybe have a bit of a problem. Undead Hunters showed up. That was my problem. World of Warcraft was better than your real life. I mean, that's the thing. There's like that's really common, dude. Like that happens a lot because, you know, a video game is designed by a human being for other human beings to play. Okay, and so it's created with a certain set of challenges, with a certain set of challenges involved. But these challenges are all really straightforward. You know, it's not like real life where the challenges are a lot more nebulous. You know, it's sure it's like get a job, get a wife, have a family, be successful in these various ways, be like a pillar of your community. You know, you could treat life like a video game, but all of your goals kind of have these twisty cul-de-sacs that you end up going down, and you know you can really screw up in life in a lot of ways very easily. Whereas in a video game, everything is so straightforward, you know, and so your brain gets this illusion of progress, right? And we've evolved to want that progress, whether it's you know, whatever kind of progress it is. It's like we're looking for these tangible markers that we're moving up in the world. And so a video game hijacks that, especially World of Warcraft or any other MMO. And yeah, very quickly it's like you get addicted to that feeling of moving up in the world, right? And it can be extremely addicting actually, because it's just so much easier to get that feeling out of a game than you can get out of a out of your actual life. You know, something like well, I'll give you an example. Like I talk about how I used to be really underweight. Like I'm 6 feet tall. I used to be 120 pounds. I'm about 180 now because I started lifting and eating right. But like something as simple as that takes a hell of a lot of discipline, you know, just eating right and working out regularly. Compare that to just like raiding in World of Warcraft. Like sure, there's some discipline required, but you don't really have to move your body. You don't have to necessarily stick with it every day, you know, and it's just, I don't know, it's just so much easier to get caught up in this, you know, feedback loop, I guess you could call it. Cornered the auction house for iron ore. All right, anyway, I just talked for a long time without doing anything in the game. We finished out Crypt. Let's go to Slime, because we have all the resistances we need. Do I have a wife? No, I do not, Tidbits. Although, when I was a kid, I apparently told my mom that when I grew up, I'm going to have 2 wives, one for cooking and one for cleaning. That's a real, like, 8-year-old Malcolm quote right there. I was a kid, so you can't blame me for saying something like that as a kid. I'm not sure exactly where I got that idea, but that's a real thing that I said. Those are some lazy wives. As an adult, I realized that having 2 wives is probably more work than it's worth, you know? vibes. I have two hands. So check this out. I'm wearing this mace with minus tele on it. And +5 intelligence. So I'm not going to get teleport. Oh, dude, sick! Sick, 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 sick. Look at this. Hey, Ebering, how do you like this, buddy? You stumble into a teleport trap. You feel a strange sense of stasis. What a pimp. I'm not getting teleported in slime today. Get that bullshit out of here. I mean, Deslier, I think we all are to some degree. It's a very addicting hobby. It's just, you know, all things in moderation. For me, it's just if your regular life is in order, then whatever. You know, as long as you're not, as long as you're not disregarding real life relationships, as long as you're not like an emaciated skeleton sitting in a computer chair, then it's probably okay. I mean, at least when for my part, I kind of justify it because I'm streaming. I'm trying to get an audience for it. I'm trying to get some more eyes on my, I mean, if I'm being honest, part of this is because I want to get more eyes on my cryptocurrency stuff. But I also genuinely enjoy the game, and I like to think that I'm one of the higher tier, you know, like I know more about it than a lot of people just by virtue of spending a lot of time on it. So if I can help people to enjoy it more, that's cool. You know, I do like to help people, but Wesley says, how's the run? It's going great. We finished out Crypts. I made a minor mistake in there, but nothing too bad. And now we're doing slime because we have just like hella great resistances for it from this RC++ ring that also has our core on it. You can pretty much just tab this stuff. Well, I mean, Dazzlier, the question is like, how do you define too much time, you know? And I think that's all very, very subjective. If it's a thing you truly enjoy and you're getting some kind of actual fulfillment out of it, then, you know, I don't think it's that big of a deal. If you're like, you know, pooping into jugs or whatever and not leaving your computer chair for 12 hours a day, you might have a more of an issue going on there. The only thing we really have is time, dude. That's deep as hell, tidbits. I mean, no, that's actually a really good way to look at the world because you really only have so much time on this earth, you know. So you want to use it in ways that feel generative and, you know, productive and sort of fulfilling, I guess. You know, I like to create things, so the older I've gotten, the less willing I am to spend time playing a video game unless it's at least creating something, at least it's like a video or something, some kind, and I don't mean money, by the way. When I say generative, I don't mean like I'm paying the rent with this, although that would be nice. What I mean is like generative is that it creates something for people to enjoy. It adds something to the universe, you know, something valuable, at least slightly valuable, you know what I mean? Something that isn't just like going to vanish into the ether 5 seconds after you're done doing it, you know? It's one of the reasons I like to write. It's one of the reasons I am really into programming. You know, being able to make sort of tangible things. There you go, Talus. Yeah, I mean, and if you have a Twitch channel, then fine. And it's really, again, it's not to denigrate anybody who uses it as a relaxing activity because, you know, it's really hard to avoid having a purely consumptive hobby. Almost everyone is going to have such hobbies, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It just probably shouldn't be like the thing you're spending most of your life on, in my opinion. But I mean, it's very hard to live your life and be a functioning human being and not occasionally turn your brain off with some sort of just fun, you know. Leave-a-doc. I have a master's degree in computer science, so I write in a lot of languages. I'm partial to PHP because you can hack together things in it incredibly quickly. I'm a fan of Python for the same reason. I guess that if I was ever going to make some kind of super serious game project, I'd probably want to write it C++, even though I'm not the biggest fan of that language. I absolutely despise functional languages like Lisp. I don't know why, I just really don't like them. Is that about it? Yeah, I guess that's about it. Haskell Master Race, get out of my Twitch. Get out of my Twitch chat right now, cool guy. No, don't do that. Hey, welcome to the chat, man. Yeah, Wesley, there's different kinds of programming languages, right? And the ones that you have messed with are basically, they're called imperative languages, and they function in this way that's very straightforward, very line by line. You know, it's do this, then do this, do that, then do this, and that's the way that I think, and that's why I like imperative languages a lot more. Functional languages, I hope you're ready to look at a lot of parentheses. I'll just say that. Everything in a functional language, especially Lisp, is literally a function. That's why it's called functional. So your code ends up looking like this giant, just like stack of function calls on top of function calls, and I hate it. I hate it so much. No offense to anybody who enjoys functional programming, but yeah, see, that's the thing, cool guy. Like, I've never been, like, I have a decent brain for math, but I've never enjoyed hardcore math, and I think that's why I'm turned off by functional programming languages. Like, I have like a big logic brain. You know, that's what I enjoy. I enjoy really logical, step-by-step type things, and I think that's why I've always been attracted to just really fundamental, what I would call regular programming languages. I actually enjoy writing in Java, believe it or not, even though it's kind of a mess in terms of efficiency. All right, let's show off the neat trick that I always use here. We're going to haste. We're going to walk away. We're going to agility. We're going to might. Normally I would use resistance here, but we are already maxed out on RC and our core, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to step here. I'm going to go ahead and stat form. Maybe I should wait. I should have waited to stat form, but I think this is okay. Take a turn. Now we throw the net. Take a step. And this is the position. This is the proper position to perfectly do TRJ. Use a scroll of summoning. Okay, he got free, so the real question is, do we want to use another scroll of summoning, or do we want to throw a net? Because there is a spot open next to him, I want to fill that up right the hell now, so we're going to use another scroll of summoning. And now, we'll throw the net. Step down left. That's also an option, Deslier. But I prefer this because now like if I step down and to the left, he could pop out enemies next to me. I prefer to use another, I preferred to use another scroll because that saves me the indignity of being surrounded by like an acid blob where I'm currently standing, and then like another acid blob here, and then I'm just here getting my ass kicked by 3 things. So instead, he's netted and he's surrounded by my dudes. Now, this is not ideal. You know, I'd like to have something beefier than an orange brain here. I'd like to have something beefier than a slime creature here. But, I mean, dude, we're mighted, hasted, agility, and statue formed next to a netted TRJ. We're just going to wreck him. Awesome rogue shenanigans. No, that's so cool. I'm really glad that that was helpful for you, man. All right, we're going to swing. Oh, look at this. This is so sick. We also got a bite on him. So we got some mana back. Not that we really needed it, but that's not a very good hit. Let's try again. Catch the Royal Jelly completely off guard. Our punches aren't doing that much damage, weirdly enough. This is going poorly. This is actually going poorly because now there's a dude here so he could try to escape through him. I probably should have cloudsed first. I expected to be doing more damage. I'm just getting kind of unlucky is what's happening here. Okay, see look, there's the kind of punch I was expecting. 4 exclamation points. Alright. He's out of the net. I have the option of throwing another net or swinging. I think I'm just going to swing. Okay, we kill him. I can probably just tab through this stuff. How much damage did this do? At least 4 exclamation marks. Yeah, Totally. I don't know the numbers. I don't actually know what the numbers translate to from the number of exclamation points, but rest assured it is a lot. Decent spot to MO. Not really, because I don't have RF in stat form right now, which is something I'd like to fix sooner than later. Just use a couple wands, cloud wands. Seems like a decent use of that resource. Smoking Pewter Amulet. Spirit, strength +4. We got Yara's. Not going to use it, but we got Yara's. Thank you, Tidbits. You see Vinestalker is so dumb strong. I would blame statue form more than being a Vinestalker for the strength of this character. I would rather be almost anything else if I'm being honest. Oh, Ring of Ice with MR++. I mean, we don't really need... It even has int +5, but like, we need RF more than we need anything, so popping on Ice seems like a bad idea. Scroll of Summoning, a nice replacement for one of the ones that we used. Got the rune. Scroll of Vulnerability, I'll take it. I don't care what this Ring of Protection is. Some more rations, fine. Blinking, good, good. Artifact Ring, come on, no whammies, something good. RC plus int +6. Well, that's cute. I mean, we certainly have all the RC we'd ever need. Is this a CSDC combo? No, 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 no. This is just me trying to duplicate the Elliptic Streak. We're not immune to Ancient Liches unless I have this MR ring on, so we're not going to wear that. But we might do a swap later just to get the int +6 instead of the int +3 once we level up a little bit more and get a little bit more MR. But man, what I'd like more than anything is some RF+. This is the 3rd win in the streak if we get it. Yeah, I mean, Dragon Form for the RF is certainly an option. It's not exactly what I would call ideal, because if we're running around and we're trying to kill things with stat form, it's just not great. It's not great if we just mess up one time and take a ton of damage. It's not so good. I guess what I could do is I could trade this thing for just a plain old RF+ ring, which feels a little silly, but how much resist do I have? I have 1 pip, but if I go into stat form, the boots meld. I mean, yeah, I agree that Dragon Form is what you do when you're desperate for RF, but we're not really desperate, are we? Like, hold on. You know, I'll just show you guys. If I can find it, where is it? Profire, D7. Resist potion. Oh, we have a ton of resist potions, but again, I really like to walk around with a pip of everything. So if I'm in stat form, now I have a pip of everything except for our core. Dragon form, of course, if we, if we're fighting, well, if we're fighting orbs of fire on this character, we're going to use plain old Vinestalker form, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to block Malmutate with Spire, and then I'm going to Iron Shot around it, or at least I'm going to try to. But yeah, Dragon form is a perfectly valid way to slaughter orbs of fire. It's great, actually, really, really awesome. All right. We have 3 runes. I've done Elf. Okay. I guess we do Volts 5 now. Tempted to bribe, but I don't think I have to. Win the game? No, man, I want my 4th rune. My dude. Plus, I really need more experience. I want to, I've gone so ham on my defenses this game that we don't, that we do not have Shatter available as much as I would like to. I guess that I could, like, Brilliance Shatter and probably be okay. Yeah, I mean, Talus, I certainly could. I could roll into Zot and bribe a bunch of times and it would be fine. But, actually, you know what? I could do Depths before Zot 5. We already did Crypt, cool guy. We just tore through that with LRD. I usually do 3rd and 4th rune before Depths, generally because by that time I'm just strong enough to do it. And also because there's just really, really ugly things that can show up in here. Like Ancient Liches. Dude. Is there some reason why you are not dying to my iron shots? But yeah, with this char, as Tid said, Depths is fine to do, but I don't know, I think people woefully underestimate the power that Depths can throw at you, you know. Yeah, the difficulty varies wildly, for sure. But I mean, Depths is almost always going to be easier than Vaults 5, I guess. You know, Vaults 5 is really good at sucking your consumables out of you, since you kind of have to sustain through the whole thing. Let's drop some stuff. Clearing Depths before your first rune is another story. Yeah, I know, right? That Lord of Darkness, man. It's difficult. That's a difficult one. I don't need Lig anymore. Let's drop Lig. Serves no real purpose outside of a Ziggurat. Yeah, see, now I can tab that Fire Giant. Don't tell RD me, bro. Dude, is there some reason why I'm not able to punch this guy to death? I keep hitting and doing no damage. It's just so weird. I know that I only have 12 UC, but it's pretty good, you know. On streak, O-tab anyway. I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to freaking irradiate. Surrender yourself to the O tab. Mr. Alstrom, you finally have quality and my mobile can't handle 360 anyway. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, man. The way that Twitch does quality levels and whatnot is a complete and total mystery to me. Your guess is really as good as mine. There's a lot of damage possible here. I'm actually going to blink away. Finding myself wishing I had just a ton more experience. Guess we have RC and everything, but alright, we've been abyssed by a disto. DMAL? You mean D-missile? DMSL? That's deflect missiles. And that basically makes it so things miss, ranged attacks miss you a lot. Go get the Abyss rune. I could. What are we on, Abyss 2? That's not bad. I guess this is more Gozag gold, man. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this short little adventure elsewhere. Abyss is cancer compared to Vaults. Generally, yeah. On this character, I'd probably rather be here than Vaults 5, but I pretty much never do Abyss as a third rune unless I have some kind of horrible Hail Mary situation going on. Hi. That is the second time a Cacodemon has immediately made me frail. Whatever, we've got 3 more potions of mutation. I'm just going to live with frail for now. Fault. Mutations are fine and working as intended. Whatever, man. I'm getting gold and experience in here, you know. What am I going to do? Complain? We won't go deeper. Stay on this nice safe floor. Abyss 2 is the worst? Why do you say that? Oh man, I'm gonna get tormented, but it's not so bad with statue form, you know. Abyss 5 is pretty bad. One might wish to at least get the rune level. Nah, I mean, why do I need the rune? You know, this is I'm not rewarded in any way for getting the rune. I suppose we could go get it if we really, really wanted to, but okay, we got a gateway leading out. Gonna get the last of this. Okay, never mind. It just dumped me deeper into the abyss while I was trying to get the gold. Okay, maybe we will get the rune. Or we'll just take this exit. Okay, we're immediately taking tons of damage. Right, rogue shenanigans, exactly. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to cough, and I learned my lesson about not coughing into the ears of everybody watching my stream, you know. I believe that was Rogue Shenanigans who told me how ear-crushing that was. I didn't quite know the power of my own microphone. Okay, we killed the disto guy. Hey, it's the Cloak of Coquetus. It's got RC Plus on it. This game just wants me to have tons and tons of RC for some reason. It's wild. Something tells me that cough asthma is not gonna pick up Talus. A large shield of our poise, what a rare item. Yeah. Not too useful for this character. Hey, we got a max enchanted shield now, though. So that means I can take off Scrolls of Enchant Armor for pickup. Dude, I'm almost reaching my skill targets, despite the -2 apt on dodging and -1 on all this other stuff I'm training. Dude. Big damage possible from the Thorn Hunters, or Thorn Hearts rather. I don't know why I always call them... Or wait, what are they called? Okay, they are Thorn Hunters. Always get that name confused. How far are you along the Elliptic Streak, Fox asks. Hey Fox, what's up? I am not very far. This is the 3rd game. But we've had a wild ride already. Yeah, Naga Necromancer next, which could just freaking kill me, you know? Am I doing his exact combos? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Finding statues golden by itself, it's pretty good. Dude, we're actually making good use out of a Radiate. How crazy is that? We're not regenerating anymore. Let's fix that situation. I really want this guy dead. I'm not using the same gods. No, I'm not going that far. I consider it to be the combo that's the challenge, not the exact choices that he made, because the choices that he made are based on what he found that game, right? So unless I had his seeds, you know, which didn't exist back then, game seeds, there's really no way for me to duplicate it to that extent. So for me, it's just about doing the combos. Radiate is better than people give it credit for. Is this an LCS ogre? I guess I should be concerned. Could be. Could be, but I have D-missile and whatnot. He'll probably not be able to do anything to me. He's dead anyway. Yeah, I mean, arrays is just, it's just kind of weird to use because it does contaminate you, but it's been changed to where it doesn't contaminate you nearly as much as it used to. So, you know, you can use it 3-4 times and not get wrecked. Yeah, dude, sticks to snakes is great. Just creating bodies, you know, it's like summon butterflies if summon butterflies was even better, you know. You should have a donation queue where you run somebody else's seed using the combo that they use as a coaching tool. That'd be cool. There's a lot of things I want to do with this stream, and I'm sort of limited from a like an ignorance standpoint of how to do it, but I'm sure I can figure it out if I just put a little time into it. Like, for example, there are certain stream tools I want to use. Like, I want to set up like a donation meter where if people want to see a certain kind of stream, like a coaching stream or you know, a streak stream or a particular game, something other than dungeon crawl, and people can donate to reach those goals. You know what I mean? I feel like that might be helpful. I mean, well, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example, like the alerts that I'm using. For the longest time, I didn't set them up because I wasn't really taking streaming seriously. And now I'm streaming almost every day, and people are actually donating, people are subbing. You know, it's very, very generous stuff, and I appreciate it. But what that means is, you know, I have more motivation to look into adding more stuff to the stream. You know what I mean? So I probably will look into that real soon. It's just a matter of motivation, you know? And feedback as well. Like if people, you know, if I get multiple people saying that they'd be interested in something like that, then that's gonna push me to get it done faster, I guess. That's just a +2 shield, or a +0 shield actually. My skills are almost done. We almost have 15s in the defensive skills like we wanted. Shadow demons are actually really terrifying in the lair, or in the depths rather. Yeah, that's a fair point, Tids. It's less because of the fact that it's S2S and more of the fact that just having buddies on the field is great. Although I will say the fact that S2S has a couple quirks to it that make it even better than most summons. The main one is that you can just have as many as you want. Another one that people tend to disregard is that they're not treated like regular summons, so you can do stuff to them like you can interfire them or immolate them, which lets you get really insane kills on TRJ, for example, or any unique, come to think of it. Anything you like. Log arts are also scary in depths because they can summon all kinds of disgusting things at you. However, we can cheat and kill them with LRD even though stuff is in front of us. Alright, dodging 15. Kick ass. Rogue shenanigans. There is a bad summon spell in the game. It's called Guardian Golem. Although it's really only bad because every other summon spell exists. Like, people would use Guardian Golem if it was the only summon spell. Just to make a body, you know. What was I gonna train? Let's take Teemoos to like 13. Okay, just to get Dragon Form out of the danger zone. And then let's train Earth. And I also want Evocations to 15, which is going to take a good long while. I'm really not used to having these bad aptitudes. -1 is pretty poor. It's poorer than people think. Dude. Caustic Shrike Petrified didn't last very long. I should have stabbed it. Okay. I feel like I have accidentally woken up a vault I didn't really want to fight yet. That's alright, we'll just regen and go to work. I will say this, man. These Vine Stalkers have some insane sustain potential because they regen so fast, and then you pop the actual regen spell itself on top of that. Gets pretty awesome. You get to regen your mana is the hugest thing. That is a hasted... I don't know if I would go so far as to call it a high-tier race. I mean, I guess it is, but it's hard to take it seriously because of the hit point penalty. It's one of those things that you think is awesome, but then you're sorely disappointed when you actually play it. The early game is more painful than you'd think it would be, especially with such a good melee attack. But then again, I didn't get to enjoy my melee attack as much as, say, like a fighter, like a VSFi would have. And +7 scale mail, wow. Having less hit points isn't exactly strong. Well, it's kind of weird because like you have less hit points and then you have the mana, which people say makes up for it, which it does and it doesn't, you know. I want this Titan next to me. Then we'll irradiate him hardcore. Excuse me. Okay, I see my Tam goes from like dark gray to light gray. I think that means that if I mean, certainly it's getting higher, right? But I think if I cast irradiate one more time, it'll go yellow. So that's kind of how I'm gauging. So we get like 3, maybe 4 casts. This is a lot of potential damage. Not so much now that the Etten is gone. All right, let's see if we can man mode this dude. Oh, he's wrecking us. Can he kill us? 40 plus 80, 120. Not, no, he can't. Not with Spirit Shield, but still. He's misshapen and mutated. We should be able to melee him to death. Oh my god. I wish I had Blink. Is Blink available? Not Bink. In the form of a scimitar. I'm going to Blink away. Blink's not going to be that useful. Honestly, what the hell am I doing? This is what we should be doing. The old snake plan. I thought we could just man mode him, but I have to remember that my unarmed combat is actually crap. And so I'm going to turn that on. Well, I shouldn't say crap. 15 or 12 is not terrible, but snakes. Snakes versus Juggernaut. Who wins? Turns out it's snakes. We do not have our core all the time. Let's read Telly. Also, I should probably drop some more stuff. I'm not going to need these jabs of penetration. Welcome to Layer 6, kiddo. 1 second, let me click this link. This is a picture of a player character surrounded by death yaks and blink frogs and a Komodo dragon on Layer 6, and it also appears to be that horrible Layer 6 sort of Shoals, Gamma Funk Shoals temple, where there's a merfolk avatar in the center and a bunch of hydras. Have fun, my friend. Bro, this priest is not screwing around. He's wearing a crystal plate armor. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Tidbits. I think this is a situation where it's pretty clear your solution is to go right up. Dude, I just tabbed through floating eyes. Whoops. My screen was flashing and I just completely disregarded it and kept slamming the enter key anyway. That's the kind of thing I need to stop doing if I don't want to get my ass ruined on this on this streak, you know. Hydra, Sonya, Manticore, jeez. Sounds like a brutal Layer 6. Rogue Shenanigans, like, you should keep in mind that sometimes it is the best choice, weirdly enough, to just skip Layer 6 for a while. Personally, I hate doing it, but it makes sense sometimes. Max Piety Rue. Oh, well, just APOC, man. There you go. You could do the whole stair dance APOC. That's always fun. Yeah, Tids, that's actually the quintessential mistake that I make, is I get a character who is, you know, and I design characters this way to where they'll be unstoppable. But there's no such thing, actually, in Dungeon Crawl. There's no such thing as a character who's unstoppable. There's only a character who can survive almost every situation. But believe me, every single character, there's a way to take them down. And so I will just start tabbing, and I've set up my RC file so that it warns me about most situations, but if I get in the bad habit of like just slamming the enter key, you know, which is why I wish there was a second level, so to speak, of Force Mores, which warned you even more, you know, like made you hit enter 15 times when something particularly bad happens. And I put together some really basic Lua for this, but I'm trying to make it better. Also, this dude has the shield of resistance, force even more. Well, the thing that I set up, I'm gonna have it, and if I may never get done with this, I don't know. But what I'm eventually gonna have it do is I'm going to have it spit out a certain, like a key phrase onto the screen, and then every time that it sees that word, it flashes and gives me a force more, right? So please input the reCAPTCHA to continue playing. You know, you joke, but I would actually love that to be a feature. But anyway, that's the quintessential problem, is that like if you put too much stuff on your force more, suddenly you're just treating your force more like it's worthless, you know, like it's not, like it doesn't signify danger at all. But if I make it spit out the same word several times, it'll force more several times, and then I'll notice more quickly when something's happening. And I want to key it to a function in Lua to the point where like I'm able to turn it off. You know, like let's say I'm in the bad situation already, then I can turn off the warnings. You know, so like if it sees this lich, and let's say I don't have 4 pips of MR. So the game will look at the fact that I don't have 4 pips of MR, it knows I'm not immune to paralysis, and then it'll spit out like 15 warnings or whatever. And then my intention is to make it so you can press a button and then make those warnings go away for the rest of the fight. And then I turn my warning system back on. And I have like the basics of that written, but it's kind of annoying to implement for. Well, I don't have it set up to where it can't. It cannot be aware of how much MR you have and things like that yet, but maybe soon. By the way, I'm very happy to have this shield of resistance. This kind of opens up a lot of interesting choices to me. We could take off this cloak of resistance, the magic resistance, and we could put on the cloak of Coquetus for another pip of RC, which would be okay. Or we could take off this thing, losing the int. I think we take off Ring of Profire. We look for things that are int plus. Yeah. Okay. I'm willing to run around with RF plus rather than RF plus plus. That's fine with me. As long as I have a pip, first pip is most important. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop the Ring of Fire resistance. We're going to tab through this Steam Dragon that's inexplicably still around. Going to put this on. So now our int is 40. That's a lot of intelligence. That's like ziggurat tier intelligence. We're getting 4 from our boots, 4 from our amulet, 3 from one ring, and 6 from another. We could actually get 5 int instead of 3, but well, if I did that, we'd still be immune to ancient liches as far as MR goes, but that ring that I'm thinking of unfortunately has a side effect of being an ice ring, and that would kill my RF, so we don't want to do that. Although, we could do this, get strength plus 7 and int plus 4. That's a strict upgrade, since we don't need the MR. Right? Yeah. That'll make our... And then, by the way, that's why my melee is shit. I thought it was my UC. I forgot about the fact that my strength is so low, dude. So that's... this is going to help a lot. I really need to think about things in the blokes way, where it all just boils down to stats, really, doesn't it? Oh no, Tids, you'd have to go to the store. Okay, we're going to lose 2 AC and gain 3 strength. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. We're not going to do that. Okay, check out the reasoning. The gloves meld when you're in stat form, so I don't care about swinging when I'm not in stat form, right? So I'd rather have the AC. Alright, we've almost got Shatter online. What shall we do? Do we want to go ahead and do V5? Just to get it out of the way? I feel like we're safe to do so. There's no hatch. The best thing about crawl streams is not having to play it yourself. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, we're gonna haste. We're gonna brilliance. Gonna go down. I see that we have the indignity of having an ogre mage right next to us. I think we're just going to open up with Shatter. It's only slightly dangerous. I guess if we got a miscast, I'd have to blink away. If we got the Petrify miscast. Okay, stuff is going to show up. Why am I trying to LRD a Golden Dragon? I mean, it kind of works. But better off iron shotting them. Okay, so now we're out of mana, so it's just like, what do we do in this situation? You know, we could go up, of course, but then we're sort of wasting our brilliance and our haste. Thank you, Tids. That's a nice thing to say. Although don't sell yourself short, man. I hear you're really good at turn count running, so you know it's not bad. I mean, it's a very hard thing to do. One of the hardest ways to play crawl, really. I guess we could Ambrosia, but that kills our EV, I think, and our SH for sure. Which means this dude gets to chuck rocks at us and do pretty good damage. We only have 3 potions of magic. I'd rather not waste them. Let's go up. We'll reset the fight. And then I think we'll teleport. Oh, we have an acquirement. I didn't even see that. With Gozag, I pretty much always like to acquire gold. It's like getting more piety. We got ripped off a little bit, only 310, but it's better than nothing. Teleport, go down. Teleport kicks in. Now this is so rad because most of the stuff is heading towards the center, right? Regen. This is going to make some noise, but I'm going to do it anyway. Wow, hello. That was a shining eye. Okay. Just going to wait. Wait. Okay, we'll stat form now. We'll get our mana back by swinging. Okay, I don't like that this dude is here. The dire flail of defense by offense. Oh my god, that's a really appropriate name because it gives you MR minus. Getting smited. Man, screw this. We're gonna fog. I'm going to put a spire here. I'm going to acid blast through this just because the priest is a real threat. Now I'm going to swing. I want mana back more than anything. Crap. I'm MR/TeCj. MR/TeCj. That means that we can be paralyzed by this dude, which is obviously not what we want to happen here. Can't lamp. It's too much fog. That's a little risky for me to be acid blasting. I think we're going to swing on this thing down here and get mana back. As long as the ogre is like got stuff in between me and him, we're safe. But my MR is like wrecked, so okay, check this out. I want to drink cancellation to get the MR/TeCj off, but I also don't want to risk getting Dream Sheep to death. So we're going to do this to kill him first, okay? And then we're going to cancel, because we have 9 potions. That's a hell of a lot. Boom. Then we go Staff Form again. Yeah, Teds, I would agree that V5 difficulty is definitely strongly impacted by how good your teleport is, but that's only if you teleport. The right character, correctly set up, can just take the whole floor right from the center. You just have to you have to know the tricks, you have to build your character in a very particular way. Dude, do I have Cloud Wand? No, I don't. I've been blowing that left and right. I don't want this Demonologist to make big boy demons at me. MO plus Tornado Kappa. I mean, that would be the way, although something as simple as, well, something like Shatter would work just as well. But even without that stuff, like, okay, I'll blow your mind, check this out. You don't even need 9th level spells. You don't even need spells at all. I'll give you an example of a character that can do all of Vaults 5 from the center. Hill Orc of Beog, okay? Because all you really need is a way to quickly and reliably kill stuff anywhere on the screen, right? So if you're a Hill Orc of Beog, what do you have? You have Smite. With high invocations, you kill stuff really fast with Smite. And getting to 27 invocations is actually really easy on a Hill Orc because your aptitude is like, what, 3? So you stand on the staircase and you just stare dance everything. If something shows up that can screw up your up and down movement, like a, I don't know, let's say like something that can constrict you, like a T-Mons or a, you know, a Warden, you just smite the thing to death, or you swing on it if it's next to you, and then you go right back up, you know. The only thing that really creates a problem for that kind of character is maybe dragons, because they have a lot of hit points, you know. They can shove you off the staircase, but even then, it's pretty straightforward. Dude, I keep failing to demissile. Watching this makes me want to play a Vinestalker Woo to Heavenly Storm during the Get the Mana Back part of the Giant Fights. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, I guess. I can get behind that. Dude, I'm going to stand here, and then we're going to LRD. Damn it, another one of these guys. There's nothing that can target my MR, but I still want to kill this thing as fast as possible. Flail of Venom. Honestly, I'm tempted to Shatter. Like, I think we're attracting the whole floor here anyway. You know? We have 10 Brilliance, let's do it. Oh, this was the Rune Vault, that's why there's so much stuff. using up a bit of hunger here, but I mean we have tons of rations, so. But yeah, Heavenly Storm is fun. I think I despise Wujin, especially since he used to be so much cooler and then they just kind of ruined him. But I will say that it's fun. But the thing is, like, if you want to really feel like a ninja, which I feel like is what Wujin is supposed to be about, HOSk is the better god. Like, you want to feel like you're just parkouring over everybody and winning. Play HOSk. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Is there a decent way to do slime? Sorry, I missed that question, Dazzlier. I have a demigod air elementalist who just finished elf and has 2 runes. Tornado is just about castable with brilliance, and I don't know how to do slime. Yeah, okay, so that it really sucks doing slime with an air elementalist. Tornado works if you have high enough spell power; it'll kill things pretty quickly. But it's not the best thing in the world, because if it's not incredibly high spell power, then it's just not going to work out for you as well as you'd like it to. And then you can do things like conjure ball lightning, but if you're going to do that, you really kind of want to have MO, you know. So my recommendation would be, if it's a demigod, are you at all? Yeah, you have ball lightning, but you don't have. Oh, you do have MO. Oh, you don't have torment. You don't have torment, is what you said. Sorry, I thought you said you don't have torment and immolate. I mean, you could try it, but it just sucks, man. Like, it's the ball lightnings are not super reliable. If I was going to do it, I would find some other way, like train some transmutations and get sticks to snakes, and then like immolate your snakes after making 9 billion of them, and watching, like, you wait until you have like 9 snakes around TRJ, and then you immolate, and then it works out just fine. Like, stuff just dies. I mean, like, I would definitely, if it was me, I would probably try to avoid doing that on an air elementalist. But I don't know. I mean, you could try it. As a demigod, you could possibly go into, I mean, I don't know if you've been just pumping intelligence, but if you're at all capable of doing melee, you could do the trick that I used earlier. You know? While buffed up, you can do it on characters you wouldn't necessarily think you could. I don't know, dude. With 40 int, my suggestion to you is to just keep pumping air and, like, skip slime for now. Go do vaults, you know? Get tornadoes super castable even without brilliance. And honestly, you could just, once your spell power is high enough and whatnot, tornado will do just fine by itself. But there's that would not be the character that would be the character that I wouldn't do slime first on, even though I'm really partial to doing slime first. Just doesn't seem like the ideal solution. Vaults 1 through 4 will give you good experience, probably enough to get Tornado super castable without brilliance. You could even do some depths. I mean, it's not bad. Also, I will tell you this. Before you do slime, I want you to get D-Missile online, and it should already be online, but that's going to help you more than anything else, just having D-Missile throughout the rest of the game. Really, it's an amazing spell, and you should always use it if it's available and castable. Nice. Very good. Depths first. No, I would do vaults 1 through 4 first, and then depths. Oh, that is an MVP shapeshifter, dude. I mean, yeah, you'll get more experience out of depths, but I feel like vaults 1 through 4 is almost always safer. Okay, I'm just gonna brilliance here. And shatter some more. We have so much brilliance, it's like, why not, you know? We're just mopping up volts 5, you know? Oh, he said 1 through 4 is done? It shows how much attention I'm paying. Well then, yeah, I would do deps. Do crypts if you haven't, although it's kind of annoying to do crypts with Tornado, since it's so cramped. But you can make it work. You can actually airstrike curse skulls to death. It's a little weird, but it, you know, it functions. They are flying, I believe, so... Yep, they fly. Found a manual. Manual short blades. Are we snaky boys or ant boys on a win of this game, or breaky boys? I see what you're asking me. I am probably going to be a breaky boy, which is to say I don't know if I'm going to do such a long stream today, but we'll see. I have a couple things I really need to take care of today. I've just been incredibly, I've been procrastinating quite a lot on doing video editing so I can put some of these videos on YouTube. Let's get the Phantom Mirror, let's get the sack of spiders, digging, more acid, more clouds, hell yeah. More acid. What a good shop. Is this stream procrastination? Not really. I know I wanted to finish the VSEE today, but I need to balance my time a little bit better, I think, because I've been focusing on streaming so hard, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I'm getting subs and things, so new followers and whatnot. It's not the worst thing in the world to be spending time streaming, but as I always say, in all things, a balance. Literally hundreds of cents in incentive. Hey, you'd be surprised. Somebody dropped me 22 bucks the other day. If that just happens, you know, a lot more often, then soon we're paying the rent. Wow, Tids, thank you, man. You gonna reward me with that sub, though? Nah, I'm just messing with you. Alright, looks like we don't have really anything in Volts 5 other than that shop. That's fine, though. We have everything we need. Let's win. You know, we have nowhere else to go, really. Other than finishing depths. I said I was going to get Val Clutch online, but I've failed to make good on that. Because I don't have the spell levels. I guess I don't need Pass Wall anymore, but that could prove useful in the Orb run. Actually, you know what? Let's not train spellcasting. Hey, Raygoon, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Let's, Let's Amnesia off, Petrify. Well, I don't want to Amnesia off Petrify because that could still be useful against certain things. I'm just gonna... Oh, okay, I'll train spellcasting, I guess. I don't know how much experience we're really gonna get, but New interface in DCSS? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you referring to my Twitch chat thing that's popping up? Because that is custom. Yeah, Wesley, the interface tells you that it only tells you about the weapon that they're holding right at that instant, which is kind of lame, isn't it? The magic icon in the Z? Wasn't that always there? You talking about this stuff here? Yeah, I don't, I feel like that was always there. Maybe not. You could totally add something that to the game and I would just like not even notice for years. Not too much game left. This is so cute, the way they put Vampire Knights with Phantasmal Warriors, just to wreck your MR and then punish you for it. What vault is this where it just places an angel? It's a Shining One altar? Okay. Well, hey Tids, if you like it, then definitely keep watching, dude. I'm happy to have you here. Why are you and Dynas streaming at the same time? I don't know. It seems like we're always streaming at the same time. I don't mean to steal his viewership. I like Dynas a lot, and I'm sure he doesn't mean to do that to me either. Today, I'm not sure who started streaming first. I wouldn't be surprised if it was him. But, I mean, what am I going to do? You know, am I going to not stream when I feel like streaming? I mean, I could change my sleep schedule and I could change exactly when I'm streaming, but then, like, I don't know, man. You can never please everybody, because if I changed when I was streaming, I would get people then complaining about I'm no longer streaming at the hours that they're able to watch me. So it's it's just like there's no winning. Although I am happy to try some different hours and kind of switch it up sometimes. It's like I've noticed that when you're streaming, the real goal, as far as I can tell, is to not necessarily get as many people as possible, although that's great too. It's more to get a devoted following of people that really enjoy tuning in to as many streams as possible. And the trick to getting that, to making that happen, I think, is to be consistent about the hours that you stream and the, you know, how often you stream. Hey, buddy. That is Jobo. That is Sojobo, and he has high MR. Can I just LRD him to death? He has bad AC, so why is LRD not working? Kill the Tengu Reaver. Dude, this is obnoxious. Okay, we're just scattershotting him to death. Or trying to. Okay, we're ice blasting him to death. I thought that, yeah, Scattershot took off as D-Missile. Do you know there will be a level 8 poison spell in the game? When, what are they talking about with that? I haven't heard of that. I always wanted there to be a level 8 poison spell that made acid clouds all around you. Or like everywhere, on every unoccupied tile in the visible, you know, area. When you finally figure out how to fight killer bees on a spellcaster. Let me take a look at this. Oh, it's Conjure Flame. There you go. Yeah, Conjure Flame is helpful. Let me drop some stuff. We have 52 items again. Oh my god, what the most fun part of the game is figuring out what to drop, right? I've decided I don't need this quick blade anymore. Nowadays, we don't have a high-level spell in Poison Magic School, 8 and 9, like Shatter or Tornado. I mean, yeah, honestly, I really dislike the idea of Poison Magic as a... Well, they say it's a school that's designed to be good in the early game and not so good later on, right? But it's not even that good in the early game, you know? Other than Mephitic Cloud, there's almost nothing that... I mean... You're really going to run through the game using Olgrebs? I guess. On certain species, maybe, but... A triple crossbow. It's 3 crossbows stacked on each other, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I would love to add acid to the poison school. Oh yeah, Olgrebs is great where it's good, for sure. We're gonna pop on our core. LRD this stuff to death. Yeah, we can. Can I just melee these? Pretty much. With statue form in our core. There we go. You've now seen me man mode caustic strikes. The devs don't want to do anything controversial like developing the game. Oh my god. Don't get me started. Like, it does seem like they're more interested in doing these just sort of on a whim, ego-driven additions to the game than anything that would actually improve it, you know? Like changing traps around and somehow making them even worse than they were before. Or adding killer clown pies as a joke to the game, just to put in more RNG, I guess. It's sort of unfortunate. Dude, this is a really cool vault. This is an entrance vault to... I'm sure I've probably seen this before, but I don't remember it. It's going to make the orb run kind of shitty, but I don't know. I really like the way this worked out. It's like a room, and then a room, and then another room, and you have to fight different themed challenges for all the stuff that you're going to see in Zot. That's cool. That's really neat. Marked, but we don't care. I claimed earlier that crawl has been perfected to the point nothing could really be done to improve it. I disagree. Okay. I popped on this mace not just for the int, but also for the minus tele and the RF. We're going to try to run through here in not statue form. Raygoon, if you think the devs are going to listen to me, you haven't been paying attention, my friend. Oh, we don't have RLEC, unless we're in stat form. Roseman bad, as they say. Yes, indeed. If I take off this cloak, am I immune to ancient liches? Yes, I am. What about in statue form? Oh my god. Yep, okay. That tells me that I should try some other cloaks on. Maybe not. Yeah, okay. I mean, unless I wanted to pop on... unless I wanted to ascend with Rat Skin Cloak, there's really nothing better. Blocked by Gamma Funk. Everybody's blocked by Gamma Funk. I somehow got preemptively blocked on Twitch by him. Like I was going to come into his Twitch and harass him or something, which I would never do. But whatever, man. I mean, some people can't handle criticism, and that's just the way the world is, you know? It's unfortunate when those people get into positions of power, but what could you possibly do about that, you know? Oh yeah, Wesley, the the whole are insects resistant or vulnerable to poison thing gets very confusing, doesn't it? Gotta protect yourself from the vile trolls who level any sort of criticism at you. I know, right? Better do that, I guess. I'm gonna go Dragon Form. I'm gonna melee this thing down. I'm gonna actually breathe fire. Sick. How many monsters unvulnerable to acid? Not so much. Fair enough. I mean, it would be a little bit broken, I guess, if you were to add too much easily obtainable acid to the poison school, which is why I would put it at like at a level 8 or maybe a level 9 spell. What might be kind of interesting is maybe a level... Okay, so here's the idea, and this may be stupid, I'm willing to admit, but check this out. Here's the idea. It's you have a level 8 spell, generates acid clouds in every single tile where there's not a monster or the player, right? But it also makes you vulnerable to acid. so you will take damage from the fog if you walk into it. I think it'd be interesting. We got slowed, we're going to go up. It's honestly a little dangerous for me to be messing around in here, not in stat form since I don't have RLX, so like, I could have gotten double zap bounced by that Storm Dragon, which would have been sucky, but at the same time, you know, if I'm wearing this mace and I have my Archmagi robe available to me, that is to say, if I'm not in stat form, it's pretty helpful, you know. I want to mutate off this frail, but we only have 3 potions, so that's going to have to wait. Show your skill stats, please. Sure. We've got big focus on spellcasting. Hold on a second, let me... Okay, I don't have the extra spell level yet. I need one more. Mostly got earth magic, transmutations, unarmed combat, fighting armor, dodging, well no armor, but dodging and shields and fighting. This is a pretty good character focused on statue form primarily, really. Although we're going to have Shatter online. Yeah, the skills they're okay. I can't really complain about anything on this character. We're gonna make it, you know. It's a very powerful guy. Okay, you are a Zergt dragon, but I can just punch you anyway. Also, why am I not mapping? Let's map every single floor. Also, another optimization. Let's do ZOP4 first, and then go up, so that we can't get shafted. Oh, you said the DCSS perfection in jest? Okay, I'm kind of immune to sarcasm sometimes, so you're going to have to bear with me on that. That's just a problem with my brain. Alright, got this jackass who can paralyze me. This is that goofy crab vault, which I actually do want to finish, even though it's dangerous. I guess I could put some clouds on myself. I think the better thing is we're just going to put up spires to block the way in case bad things happen. Wait, what? Oh, there's a cursed toe back here, and he saw the spire. Maybe I should be in statue form. I forgot that LRD is not so hot against these guys. I am actually going to Holy Word. And then I'll finish him with an LRD. Was that worth the Holy Word? Maybe. Fan of shafts and clown pies then? Honestly, I hear the, whenever I read about like recent changes in Dungeon Crawl, I kind of hear the circus music, like the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, just reading the change logs, so maybe it's appropriate that killer clowns and clown pies are in the game. Oh my freaking god, there's cursed toes and apocalypse crabs. We're gonna have to fog just to keep myself from getting wrecked from chaos. There we go. Let's do this the right way. Okay, chaos, 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 chaos. Nothing bad happened. So I did this vault primarily because it doesn't have a door on it. Otherwise I would have left it alone. This vault really should have a door on it, it just doesn't. But I did the vault because I didn't want this stuff coming out and causing a huge problem during the orb run. Oh yeah, Raygoon, what's going on with Dynast? You know, if I finish this, what I'll do is if I finish this run, which I will, if I decide to stop streaming, I'll just raid him, you know, send everybody to him, to his stream, because he's done that for me before, so it's always nice. Kind of a back and forth sort of thing. Crawl is too easy. I don't know if I would say that crawl is too easy. Iron shot for the win. Matrix and crawl. I don't know, man. Dynast is always doing some crazy stuff. He's a big fan of just like really wacky challenges and stuff. I think half the time I look at his stream, he's doing like a depths in hell run, like does or dups. So I don't know. He's very skilled. He's kind of a different sort of player than me, I think. But like he's won a streak of Naga Wanderers, which is just crazy. So I mean, more power to him. He knows what he's doing. ASCII graphics. Oh, he's playing console? Ugh. I've never seen him playing console before. Get fucked by the crystal walls. I like that there's a fancy little clubhouse here made out of fancy materials. These draconians did not learn the lesson from the elves. Just gotta start streaking mummy wanderers. That sounds borderline suicidal. Okay, we have the spell levels we wanted. So we are, in fact, getting Vile Clutch online. How about that? The end game was never too hard before. I don't know, don't speak too soon. Like, it was always possible to get teleported into the lungs on Zot 5, which would possibly kill you. It was always possible for you to get like a really hard orb run. You know, so there are certain things. There are certain things. Okay, we made a lot of noise there. Let's maybe exclude that off. And the other one did some shatter action there with brilliance. Yeah, console kind of makes it look like you're doing work, doesn't it? Dude. Ghost Moth. Give me my mana back, bro. Do you feel that the Clown Pie change was just too hard? Well, I don't think that's the right question to ask. I'm usually totally fine if there's difficulty added to the game. What I'm not fine with, if it's like artificial difficulty or RNG difficulty, I really hate the Clown Pies because they can just, you know, it wouldn't even take that big of a tweak to make them not stupid, but the fact that, I don't know, it creates this wacky situation where, how did I lose my mana? Oh, it's the fact that I'm a Vine Stalker. Anyway, it creates this wacky situation where it's like, just riddle me this. What do you do, okay, if you're, you know, you're like a deep elf or something, okay, fine. And you get teleported into the Zot lungs, all right? Wow, I should probably be paying attention to what I'm doing here. I'm gonna Vile Clutch this stuff. Vile Clutch this stuff. Okay. Freaking thing blinked me. Let me finish this fight. I can't think and talk at the same time during this particular encounter. Too much stuff. So yeah, like the clowns, you know, you get teleported into the lungs, and there's some clowns there, and there's like orbs of fire, and there's like an ancient lich. All right, so you get jumped in. The stuff acts immediately or the next turn, and proceeds to pie you, and then you get turned into a bat. So now you're a bat. Now here's the thing about bat form. You only get amulet in bat form. All your other stuff is gone. So chances are pretty damn good, unless you got lucky and found the 4 Winds amulet, that your MR is now just fucking gone, okay? So what happens when your MR is gone if there's an Ancient Lich? which is, by the way, super common in the Zot lungs. The ancient lich can then paralyze you, okay? Now you're paralyzed in bat form, which means that your AC is 0, your EV is 0, and your SH is 0. So what happens when you're paralyzed with absolutely no defenses? You die, okay? So if you're going to tell me that something like that is a fair addition to the game, it's just stupid. And the problem that I have with, one of the main problems I have with the devs is that they either don't think about these possibilities or they just don't think it's a problem. And I can't begin to tell you how stupid it would be if you play an entire game of Dungeon Crawl, you get all the way to Zot 5, and then that stupid bullshit happens to you. And there are ways to play around it, okay? But they're all incredibly stupid, okay? I'm going to tell you the way to play around it. First of all, you have to farm the Abyss until you find an item that has minus Tela on it. Okay, here's the optimal way. This is truly optimal now, is you have to have a minus Tela item, because you can't get teleported into the lungs. That'd be terrible, you know? So to avoid this possibility, you gotta have a minus Tela item. So that's one thing you gotta farm up. And then, on top of that, you could do some other things that are really, really tedious and silly, like summoning things out of the vault with Convokers, or farming up enough experience for Shatter to make the whole floor easier, you know? But, I mean, that's the thing, Wes, is that the game has done a pretty good job, for the most part, of stopping you from needing to do that. But in a truly optimal game, you're going to do that. You're also going to train up at least like 15 evocations, because there's almost nothing that stops you in the game from getting wrecked by like a very fast Panlord that has silence, okay? If a very fast Panlord happens to spawn on your orb run, and he silences you, you're basically just out of luck, you know? Unless you have an evocation, like an evocable, which is one of the few things that you can use while silenced. If you have, if you have Sack of Spiders on the orb run, though, you can use that to get away from Panlords, even if they're faster than you, even if you're silenced. So it's like, these two things, the fact that you have to have a minus Tela item, and you have to have high evocations, and a certain number of Sacks of Spiders, it seems crazy to me, you know, that this is, and I can tell you, like, there's no way around it, you know. All right, Raygoon, thank you for dropping by the stream. It's easy to disregard this stuff because, you know, of course, those corner cases are not going to happen every game. They're not even going to happen in a super common kind of way. But the times that it does happen, people will remember them and they'll never want to play the game again. You know, honestly, if I was Flood Killer, I probably would have quit Crawl for months, because it's like the way that he died was so dumb and unfair. It was pretty much the exact thing that I described. He got teleported, turned into a bat, and then paralyzed. Alright, check this out. Here's another dumb thing that's optimal but stupid. So because of the fact that shafts can send you not to the deepest floor, because, I mean, getting dumped into the end vault would be stupid, it can only send you to Zot 4, right? So I explored Zot 4 and Zot 3 on purpose, and now I'm on Zot 2. Oops, I got shafted. Oh wait, I don't care, because I already explored the floor. This is why shafts are a silly mechanic. See, I mean, I have a few gripes about certain things in the game that could be changed. And it's just sort of, I try to put myself in the shoes of people that think differently. Like, I can definitely understand people enjoying shafts because it can dump you into situations where you have to think very hard about getting out of them. But I really don't like the fact that it can dump you into situations that you literally cannot survive without luck. And of course it can do that. Like on my fellow Berserker, when it dumped me next to a bunch of skeleton warriors and a wizard. Okay, Zod is completely done except for Zot 5. Let's get that win, guys. We'll magic map. What I'm going to do is I'm going to exclude this off. People enjoy literally anything. Something being enjoyable is not a good argument to apply when discussing whether or not it's good design. That's a fair point. TIDs, but that's the thing. Shafts have existed for a while, but now they are way more common in the late game. So it's like you're gonna you're gonna have a bad experience, almost guaranteed. Like I got shafted 7 times in that Felid Berserker, and it didn't even get a rune yet. It's crazy. Joke's on you, I'm going to petrify these Maws of Wrath, and then I'm going to turn them into explosions that kill you. Oh no, I don't have the mana. Okay, we'll go stat form. Biggest problem with shafts is that it deprives player agency. It would be interesting if there were some floors with only hatches, though. Would probably keep some of the upside of shafts. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing to me, is like if I'm ever going to design a game, right, and get really serious about it, here's the #1 word, man. Interactivity. You want your player to always have choices, okay? I really despise paralysis because it takes away choices from the player, but at least you could make the argument that the choices that you made leading up to the paralysis caused you to get paralyzed, right? There is the problem of auto-exploring into paralysis and then just getting paralyzed. That's some bullshit. But other than that, I can understand that argument. That's a fair argument. But shafts, as you say, it deprives the player of agency. It takes away his choice, you know, completely and totally. There's nothing you can do to avoid getting shafted, except for really goofy tricks that create other problems, like going into Zot4 and then working your way up. But yeah, the hatch idea, that's something that a lot of forks have tried. I'm not sure if I like it, but I'm sure that I like it more than random shafts. I've enjoyed Hellcrawl removing stairs. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this, it's interesting. I need to play some Hellcrawl on stream at some point. What an open Zot5. Yeah, we got a lot of space, don't we? Yeah, Wesley, I'm pretty much with you. You said argue, yeah. No bribe? Yeah, I guess we could. I thought about it, but, you know what, I guess that would save. I was just going to shaft my way in, but the fact that we've got, Gozag, I guess we could. Oh yeah, if it makes it basically free. I just thought we could save some money, but there's really no point for me to bother. Let's just win. Those guys didn't get bribed, but this one did. Now we have a Orb Guardian buddy. This one didn't want to get bribed. I see you, clown. Got an Ancient Lich buddy. If the bribe doesn't run out, this could be useful during the orb run. We're already running out of bribe. This stuff is so high value that... You know what's so stupid? Check this out. The fact that LRD cannot even affect the... I mean, how dumb is this? This is how you know that whoever did the LRD change, where it doesn't blow up walls, didn't really bother to think about what they were doing. So this wall is unnaturally hard, okay? It's indestructible. But you can't blow it up anyway with LRD, so why can't I get some damage out of it? You know? It's just goofy, right? Am I wrong to think that's goofy? I'm gonna wander off. My D missile is gone. I need that back. I'm gonna rest and get my mana back. Maybe I can just attack this thing and get it back. Sweet. Neutral orb. Haha. Nice try, obsidian statue. You know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go, dude. We have a bribe up. I'll even refresh the bribe. Why not? We have so much money. Let's just get the orb. I can be a little bit reckless, you know. Okay, let's blink out of this. Statue form. Using op file clutch again. Have you got no shame? Yeah, fair enough, Fox. Okay, got the orb. I'm gonna actually stop being a statue. I'm gonna teleport. No, I'm not. That's a dispersal trap. Oh, that's a hasted guy. Iron shot him to death. Why they don't nerf BVC? Because it's a dev's baby, basically. It's a thing that a dev put into the game, and the dev actually messed up the game so badly when he put it in, because it was even more broken somehow than it already is. It did even more damage, and so every single turn count speedrun was broken almost immediately when he put it into the game. And the guy insists that that it's not broken now, but I mean, I promise you it is. If you ask just about any high skill player in this game, they will tell you that, oh yeah, it was also in the Necro starting book. It's funny, right? This is a Panlord, but he's got nothing that bothers me. I know I'm marked, by the way. I'm just like blowing this stuff out of my way. Yeah, it is almost unbelievable that they put that in the starter book. I mean, I don't know, man. This is where feedback from the community really helps, because while the devs put a lot of time into the game, and I can definitely respect that and even be thankful for that, as much as I disagree with so much that they do, the fact is that, and I'm sure that this is going to sound, it might sound mean, but it's not, but they're just not as good at the game as a lot of the players, and that's, you know, that's always going to be the case, and that's one of the reasons you have a community, because you have people who know what they're doing actually better than you. And it's also important to remember that these are not necessarily the same people who originally made Dungeon Crawl, right? So, you know, they if they didn't put certain things into the game, they might have less of a perspective on it than you might initially assume. You know, less of a good perspective on it. And it's like, it's always mind-blowing to me that the community is treated like like garbage, basically, by some of the devs, like their opinions are meaningless. Like, if you were to ask somebody like Hellmonk, or Dynast, or myself, or Ultraviolet 4, or anybody, I bet you almost every single high win rate player would tell you that BVC, just as a concept, is broken as hell. It's a spell that does damage, does area of effect, does crowd control, it does everything. It's honestly like hard to believe that anybody could even remotely believe that it's not broken, you know. But it's in the game, and you know, whatever. It kills EV, you know, so you can combo it with stuff. really the ultimate sort of force multiplier, you know? Let's bribe the dungeon. You don't see the actual way to fix it? Oh, wow, you guys have been talking and I missed like half of this. BVC did shave some thousands of turns away from mini combo high scores. Yeah, that's the wildest thing about it, is that like it's just, it lets you kill stuff while walking away, so what that did to turn counts was just outrageous. Not that like, I'm not saying that, by the way, I'm not saying that you can't make a change that impacts turn counts, but turn count speed runs, but I mean, it might be a sign that what you're doing is a little bit questionable balance-wise. If it's uprooting the entire like an entire ecosystem in the game, like maybe that's a sign that your spell is a little bit overpowered. Can you let us know when you plan on doing last week of CSDC? This is actually not the last week of CSDC. This is the fourth. I think there's 5 weeks, right? Am I wrong? And this is the second to last. I don't know. I'm dreading. I'm basically dreading doing this run because it's a Formicid Enchanter. Did I do it yet? No. I've been definitely avoiding it. I'm not a huge fan of the challenge this week. I'll probably do it anyway, just because it'll be a fun stream. But I can't promise that I'm going to do well, especially since I kind of got boned so badly last time. But I will make the attempt. As for when I'm going to do it, it could be as soon as I don't know. What I might do is I might make my next stream. You know, I might do that instead of the next thing in the Elliptic Streak. But it really depends. I really do need to get that, like some kind of stream poll going to where people can vote, or maybe like give bits in favor of which run they want to see next. Naga Necromancer or Formicid Enchanter. What a choice. Yeah. How about that, rogue shenanigans? I don't know, man. Naga Necromancer's pretty good. Probably a pretty high win rate kind of combo if you play well, weirdly enough. I think I too would take the NaNe, because at least on the first floor you have stuff that kills stuff. You know, you've got pain, and then you've also got your breath. It kind of sucks to move slowly, but the Formicid, you're suffering way longer because you're forced to use hexes, which you would rather probably not be doing. But then again, their aptitudes are good for it, so maybe not. Anyway, thank you for watching the stream, everybody. I don't think I'm gonna start the next game. Well, I'll start it. I'll go ahead and start it, but I won't do anything with it. So let me just double check and make sure it's a Naga Necromancer, because the last thing I want to do is screw this streak up. Tengu Conjurer, Cobalt Earth Elementalist, Fine Stalker Earth Elementalist, and Naga Necromancer. We'll just see what our entrance vault looks like. That'll be fun, right? If I can find where Naga is. Necromancer. Okay, we got memed a little bit. We'll probably train nothing but Necromancy. Although Stealth is also an option. You know. And it may be the right choice. I'm sure that Dynast would suggest that I train nothing but Stealth for a while. But I don't usually like to do that. We'll revisit the ideas on that when I actually play this guy, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to, let's see, /raid Dynast 11. I'm going to send you guys over to Dynast, and maybe he will find that helpful. Don't the Dynast Nagas have like large shields? without shields training and access to 27. Maybe, I don't know. He did all kinds of stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. But in any event, thank you guys for coming by. But until next time, I am signing out. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.